Hey everybody, Christina here with One Creative Direction. We are going to do a bloom swipe technique tonight. I made a strange looking flower, at least I thought it was, but the more I looked at it, the more it grew on me. And I got quite a few really positive comments on it, and quite a few people that asked me to please show them how I did it. So that's what we're going to do tonight. It is a flower. The particular one that I completed last week it was gold. It had some orange, a couple of different shades of orange. I can't remember all the colors off the top of my head, but we're going to do something similar, not the same colors, but same process, so y'all can come along for the ride with me. And if after you watch the video you still have questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'll have all my contact information in the description box, and please like and subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Just starting to grow my channel, and I appreciate every single person that makes that decision to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you know when I'm coming out with a new video. I'm constantly doing something, so you're always in for a surprise. And I'm one of those people that I have all these hacks and tricks that I share with people, so almost all my videos have a nice little tip or trick or something in them that I like to share with everybody. So I need to adjust my camera real quick, and then we're going to get started. A little crooked. I want to make sure you guys aren't crooked for the ride. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Okay, so my pillow paint is just Walmart Color Place white. Actually, I don't know that they have any color to it, but it's just the plain satin, and that's what we're gonna use for tonight's swipe is white. Okay, so the way that I started was I picked a color for the center of my flower. In this instance, I'm debating. In that particular one, it was unicorn spit that I used. It was a golden, can't remember what the exact name of it was, but I'm going to use gold. I'm going to use Deco Arts 24 karat gold for my center for this swipe. And then I'm going to add it later as well. And I'm going to have to be careful because this is a little bit smaller canvas, so I'm going to have to keep that in mind. Okay, so there's the gold. And my thought for this video, or for this particular piece, is to use pinks and blues. And the other one, I just put them all together, but I feel like I want to do it just slightly different. So we're going to put the pinks on first. I have two different colors of pink here. Actually, this isn't really a pink. It is a Pebeo Violet Blue Iridescent. And I think I added a little bit of mica in here. I wrote that on my bottle anyway. It looks pinky to me, but I guess it's violet blue. So we'll see how this works out. So I'm going to basically, after you pick your center, I just put the colors in a circle around it. Same way you would do if you were doing a regular bloom. You're usually pile them on top of each other. These I just put in a circular pattern around my center color. All right, I think I'm already too big, so debating whether I want to do the second colors, but I think we need to. All right, so I want to do two blues. This one here is Pebeo Iridescent Green Blue. It's very pretty. It's kind of it reminds me of an aqua blue. So we're gonna put that down around the pink. See some air bubbles I'm gonna have to pop. Okay. And the other blue that I chose, I'm not sure how these are all gonna look good together, but we'll see when we get there. The other blue I chose is also unicorn spit. I think it's called Blue Sasha, I think is the name of it. I'm gonna put that inside of there. If you've never used these Pebeo colors, whew, I don't know how I did without them. I absolutely love them. Okay, so I don't know how many of you have used the Deco Art 24 karat gold, but if you use this with a Cell Activator, it really, like, what do I want to say? It just makes it so much more visible, and it like works with your Cell Activator to create even better cells. So I'm going to add that gold in here again, just not a ton, but just in the circle with the other colors, as well as the center where we started. All right, and that's just to kind of boost the Cell Activator. I also have, I'm not sure which blue this is because my painted fingers have covered it. But if I remember, I will put it, I think it's actually a mixture. It was a Master's Touch thick body paint. It's I can't remember. It starts with a PH. It's not phthalo. It's another type of blue, and I'll have to put it in the description box. And I mixed in some dioxazine purple, and I mixed it for my Dutch pours as well. But this is mixed up as a Cell Activator, and I will share that and I'm gonna put this right over that unicorn spit blue because they're about the same shade. I do use, and I don't know how many people follow Arisa Roo, but she has a couple of videos where she did the research. So I want to make sure I give her the credit for her research. I mean, I do a lot on my own, but this was all her, and God bless her because I absolutely love it. She does great work. Love her energy. But she figured out a great combination of products that give you pretty much the same result as Australian Flo. So like I said, if you haven't caught that video that she did, I will put the recipe in the description box for the Cell Activators recipe that I use. And I will tell you, her research, she found that it works best with the Artist Flo bottled colors, like the white, the black, the blue, the red, that Artist Flo, Artist Loft Flo colors come in. So I've tried it with those, but I've also tried it with a few other colors. So that Master's Touch one, a few of the Amsterdam colors, and I have plans to try it with a few of the a few metallics in the Modern Masters metallic series. I got a bunch of those on clearance, and I thought I saw somebody else say that they tried a few of those and they worked good as Cell Activator. So I'm going to try it with Arisa's recipe. So for the main Cell Activator, I am using the Artist Flo, or the Artist Loft Flo Black. So I use this nice little tool here, and don't ask me where I got it. I have probably had it for 20 plus years. Not much of a baker, but for some reason I have lots of baking tools. I'm sure somebody was selling something at some point that I worked with and I bought from them. So I'm placing the Cell Activator on this tool. It's basically like an icing knife or whatever if you do cakes and stuff. I'm not saying I never bake, I'm just saying as a general rule. I'm on a bit of a diet journey right now, and sweets aren't in my diet. So I probably put way too much on there. In fact, I know I did. So we'll remember that next time. So basically what I do is I just go from the center and swipe out. I'm sure you guys could see that on that other one that I did. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna swipe out from the center using this tool. And I just kind of release my pressure as I get further out. Yeah, see, I put way too much Cell Activator on there. Whoa. All right, duly noted for the next swipe. And I knew that gold would like end up on top, but I feel like my colors didn't swipe out all the way. So how can I improve this for the next swipe? So in case you haven't noticed, I always wipe, if I'm swiping, I wipe the majority of it off on something before I wipe it on a paper towel. It just helps eliminate how many times you have to change your paper towel. All right, I need to rethink this. Oh, actually those colors did, it looked like white out here, but it's actually those blues. Okay, so duly noted. So my plan for this time, I did all of them the same all the way around on my other flower. So this one I wanted to leave a space in between, and I wanted to do a shorter swipe in between every other one. I don't know how that's gonna look though. So I'm sitting here like rethinking my strategy. Probably not a good thing at this point, right? I'm just wondering how that's gonna look if I make like every other one short. I was kind of going for, I don't know, like a daisy type of look where not all the petals are the same height or length, I guess. All right, we'll start out that way, and if I think later it's just not gonna work, I'll rethink my strategy. So we're gonna skip some space now. That's beautiful. Still put too much Cell Activator on there. So carry that forward to the next one. I don't know if you guys can see that in the camera yet, but obviously I will show you when I get this all done. This may be a little bit longer video than my normal videos, but this process takes a little bit more time because of all the swiping and wiping. So just be patient. I promise it will be worth it. There, hope that works better. Yeah, I think that works good. Not too much. Gotta get into the groove. If I could sing, I would sing for y'all, but trust me, you do not want me to sing. I am not a very good singer. Only in the shower. It's true for most of us though, isn't it? I love watching those singing videos, those singing shows. I think probably because I have zero talent. Okay, need to leave some space. Alrighty. It's turning out really, really cool. I wanted to like not put a whole lot of paint on here because I don't want to have to spin all this off because I don't want my design to be like so far off the page, so, or off the canvas. And speaking of canvas, I should probably tell you what I'm painting on tonight. So this is a wood round. It is 12-inch diameter. I know a lot of people use those really thin MDF rounds, but I personally like these thicker ones. Don't ask me why. Probably because I was using these prior to my pour painting on some other stuff that I used to do. I have a Cricut maker, so I was making like porch signs out of these rounds. These ones and the 15-inch rounds. If anybody's looking for them, anybody is interested in getting these rounds, I buy these at Menards, and I realize Menards isn't all the way across the United States, so I apologize for that, but I mean, this 12-inch round was probably $6 US, so it's a pretty good deal in my opinion. Okay, so I'm going to try, I don't know if I can fit 2 more in there or not, but we're gonna, I guess, give it a whirl. But I bought some really large ones that I want to make because they make these rounds in all different sizes. I have 18-inch ones, 24-inch ones. I mean, they make them all the way up to, I think, 48. Can you imagine trying to spin a 48-inch round? Essentially, it's a tabletop. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like I can only fit 1 more in here, so I'm gonna put 1. Oh, no, that's just gonna be off balance, isn't it? So it's gonna be the whole half. Okay, we're gonna have to put 2 in here. Okay, there's that one. And don't make mistakes like I do and run your spatula over the painting. I've dripped paint before and instantly regretted it. Okay. We get 1 more on here, and then I wanted to do some smaller ones. In between. I don't want to ruin it, but okay, there we go. Alrighty. So far, so good. It's looking pretty cool. I know you guys can't see everything, but it looks pretty cool. Okay, so I think what I need to do is, do I want to do that? I think I do. I think I need to put a little bit more of the gold, just a drop here in these. Some of these, there's not a whole lot of paint in here to swipe. So I am going to get a smaller swiping tool and try to make some smaller swipes in between those. See how this works out. I'm going to put a little bit of this too. Some of the color, I mean, it's there, but I don't want it to, I feel like the pinks kind of got lost. So I want to make sure that the pinks come out in these swipes that I do in between. Everybody keep your fingers crossed this works out the way I want it to. Okay. And let's see, how about just a tad of the other pink. I don't know if I told you guys this color or not. This was a Pebeo Rose Fluorescent. I used it in one of the circles too, but I don't think I told you guys what color it was. So I apologize for that. A little forgetful in my old age. Okay. Okay, promise I'm done. Now, I need to find my correct swiping tool. Okay, I think it's over here. Hang on, everybody. Okay. Sorry, it was over by my sink. So I don't have a smaller spatula like this, but on one of my other videos, one of my tips was what I've found to be one of the best swiping tools outside of like a metal spatula. At the Dollar Tree, they have these, and it's like the size of a placemat, and 2 of them come in a package for $1. And they're like a full sheet. And basically what I did is just cut it up into like all different sizes. So I have, you know, a big one. I have one that's even bigger than this. I have, you know, this size. I have, you know, all different widths. But I also took some of them and curved them at the end. I don't know if you can see that. So I curved it at the end to kind of simulate what the spatula does, but I have all different sizes curved as well. So this is what I'm going to use. I use these quite often in my swipes. They're really spectacular, actually. And I just remembered I wanted to put a little bit of interference in here. So I'm going to do that before I swipe this. Almost forgot that one. And then maybe, and this is Interference Gold by Color Art. I'll put a little bit in the center. Okay, promise I'm done. All right. And there's 2 sides to these. There's one that's slightly textured, and the other side is just really, really smooth. And I found that the one side with a little bit of texture to it, I prefer that side. But honestly, it probably works just as well on the other side. I just didn't think about it. Okay, so let's keep our fingers crossed and hope this turns out the way that I am envisioning it to turn out. Okay, so yeah, I wanted them a little bit smaller like that. And one thing about these plastic ones is I feel like you get a little bit more control with like the spatula that I was just using. With this, I feel like I sometimes tend to push a little bit harder because it is so light. So you have to kind of be conscious of that when you're doing this. Okay. I'm not worried about those little ends either, because most of that's either going to get spun off or I'm going to wreck this a little bit when I'm done anyway with some end swirlies and such. So we'll just incorporate those right into whatever I'm, you know, when I'm wrecking it. I just don't know after I spin it how much of these shorter ones are still going to stay short. In my head, I want them to be shorter, but I think in you know, my logical part of my brain is telling me that they're probably going to end up just as long as the other ones after I spin it. So I guess we'll see. We'll all know together. I don't mind other people learning from my mistakes for sure. And, you know, maybe next time I'll figure out a better way to do that. Like perhaps put less paint on your canvas before you start. That might be one thing. The most obvious, of course. I'm sorry you guys can't really appreciate how pretty this really looks until I bring you in for a closer look. So, but trust me, it looks pretty cool. And I hope it looks better when I'm done spinning it. So just keep that in mind when you're doing a bloom swipe, which that's what I call these. I'm sure that's probably because I picked it up on somebody's video, but you're basically using the bloom recipe to swipe. And I kind of have this little philosophy that if I screw up a regular bloom, it just gets turned into a swipe. Because you really can't go wrong if you've got a bunch of paint on a canvas and your bloom didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. I just turn it into a swipe. Of course, I've only done that a couple of times, but when I first started doing blooms, it's kind of how I learned and got addicted to swipes, to be honest. Okay, last one. Alrighty. Now we're gonna do a little bit of reckon to the center before I spin it. My trusty skewer here. All right, I usually just try to take the center and like put some swirls in it so it's not like all one color. So I try to kind of swipe into some of these other colors and just kind of swirl it into the center if I can. I don't want it to get too big and overtake it, but then I'm going to take this and move it towards the center. I'm going to do that for all of these. This is going to take a little bit of time just because there's so many. This is looking super cool. I really hope this turns out the way I want it to. I'm digging it. Whew. The colors in here, oh my goodness. They are gorgeous. Sometimes I do a piece and I think, gosh, I don't know if I want to sell that. I might want to keep that. It is gorgeous. These Pebeo colors, I tell you. And honestly, if you have interference, whether it's color art or any of the other ones, actually I just bought some other interference colors from a couple of different makers. I think I got some golden interference and I got deco art. I just got my deco art order from when they were running the 50%. And I think I bought like 3 or 4 interference colors from them to try out. So I'm going to try those as well. But I got to tell you, interference colors and unicorn spit and interference colors with the Pebeo are just amazing. Those combinations, I mean, pop. So I'm going to cheat a little bit and I'm going to put a few dots of this Pebeo pink in the center here so I can swirl it in without drawing in too much color from the other parts, because I feel like I didn't really get any colors when I tried to swirl those in. So I'm going to put a couple of these pinks in the center just because it turned out to be mostly blues that ended up in the design. So I'm not sure why it's not coming out. Oh, there we go. All right, let's just put, I just want a few. Okay. Now I'm going to swirl that center again. a little bit better. Get some color in there besides the gold and the black. Yep, that looks much better. Okay, so we got all that done. I don't think I need to do anything else except spin. Before I spin, I'm gonna put, I probably don't need to do this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm just gonna put a tad of color on the edge, just so it doesn't roll over itself. That's always my worst fear, is it just rolling over itself. So instead of pouring it, I'm just gonna take a spoon and try to get as little as possible on the side of here so I don't waste a bunch of paint, but I just don't want it rolling. Probably wasn't smart for me to just take that container over that, was it? I realized it as I was doing it. Too late. Hopefully y'all haven't fallen asleep by now. I know this is a long process, but please be patient. We're about to see the results of my labor. I hope. Fingers crossed. Okay. Since these sides on these bigger rounds are a little bit more substantial than those like 1/4 inch ones that everybody else uses, I always worry about not having enough paint on the edge to meet all the way at the bottom of it. So pretty sure we're good. So I am going to move this a little bit, maybe move that out a little bit, and I'm going to spin. Everybody fingers crossed. Okay, plenty of paint, plenty of paint. All right, another spin. Okay, I like another spin that way. Okay, let's check the sides. It's almost all the way at the bottom of it. So let's give it one more, well, let me see here. I think we might be good. Not all the, well, one more tiny little spin. Okay. Yep, I think we're good. I think we're good. Except for this area right here. It's just a very, very tiny area, and I'm not going to spin it again just for that small area. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the wrecking that I do, and then I'm not going to keep the video rolling while I finish the wrecking, so you can at least just get an idea of what I do from here. And it's just more of what I've already showed you, so I don't want to, you know, hold everybody up. I don't like really long videos. I don't like to put them out. So all I do from here is just a little bit more wrecking. So if I feel like the center is too far out, then you just do more of this wrecking. So I'm going to take some of these and push them in again. Okay. And that's all I'm doing. And I can see from doing this that my paint level is pretty good. I don't have too much paint on here because obviously we all know you get too much paint, you get cracking. So I really just want to take it up just a little bit more in some of these areas so it doesn't look like it's so far away from the center. So I'm just trying to do that carefully without dripping paint everywhere. And most of them look pretty good. I just want to take a few more up a little bit further. Sometimes you got to go out deeper for some paint. Okay. And then from there, all I'm going to do is just wreck it a little bit on the sides like I did the other one. And that's all you're doing is, you know, make sure you have a rag to wipe off every time you wreck, you want to wipe. You don't want that extra paint in there. So I'm just taking the sides and running them out to the edge, you know, just creating a little bit of a design so it looks like, you know, the flower's not perfect. You know, you're just taking the color and running it out. And I'll do a few of these, and then I will get the camera and bring you guys up a little closer so you can see, you know, how the result looks before I turn the camera off and let you guys go. So that's all I'm doing is just, you know, the final touches here. And after I'm done with this, I may do like a really tiny little spin, but other than that, it's pretty much done. Okay, so I'm just going to do a few of these so you can get an idea of what I'm doing. Okay, I did like 4 of them. So I'm going to bring the camera over and give you guys a close-up. Okay, everybody close your eyes. I don't want to make you dizzy. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can really grasp and see all of those colors, but wow, like I said, I still have some work to do, but you can see here on this side where I've taken and wrecked a few of those petals. So that's all I'm gonna do to the rest of them. I don't wanna bore y'all, but yeah, it looks pretty cool. And then I'll run over it with my torch really, really quick to see if I can get a little bit more out of that. But yeah, I mean, it looks pretty cool. So like and subscribe, please. I would really, really appreciate it. Trying to grow my channel. And if you have any comments on the video, any questions, please, you know, comment below, and feel free to reach out to me via email. That's the contact information will be down in the description as well. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and have a blessed evening.